Rangers are closing in on their next manager, and the names in the frame will blow your mind. Rio Ferdinand responds to Rangers fans' Steven Gerrard plea ahead of interview premiere. Sean Dyche has already held talks, and he's not here for pretty football. He's here to rip the dressing room into shape. Kevin Muscat's name is back again. But will the club finally pull the trigger on the so-called perfect choice? Slaven Bilic, and there's even a Spanish wild card, the man who sued Barcelona. The pressure is boiling, the board is wobbling, and the future of the club hangs on this decision. Now, here's a name you probably didn't expect to hear mentioned at Ibrox: Slaven Bilic. Yes, the former West Ham and Croatia boss has suddenly been thrown into the mix as a shock contender for the Rangers job. Word is someone well connected to the club has put Bilic's name forward to the board, and apparently he's open to the idea. After a near return to West Ham that didn't materialize, Ibrox could now be his next destination. Let's be clear, Bilic is available, experienced, and probably the most accessible name on the shortlist. And that in itself tells you everything about where Rangers are right now, scrambling for direction. And then there's Frank Lampard flying high at Coventry City. 6 wins, 4 draws, and just 1 loss this season. He's got them top of the championship and looking like real contenders. Lampard to Rangers? Romantic on paper, sure. But let's not kid ourselves. Why would he leave a side on the up with real momentum for the current chaos at Ibrox? Which brings us back to Slaven Bilic. His style? Passionate. His teams? Combative. But is he the man to handle the pressure of Glasgow, the demands of Ibrox, and the expectation of toppling Celtic? Or is he just another outsider, parachuted in because no one else wants the job? Would hiring Slaven Bilic be a statement of intent or proof that no serious manager wants to touch Rangers right now? Quique Setien, the Spanish manager who once sued Barcelona, is now being linked with the Ibrox job. That's right, the same man who took charge of the Catalan Giants, got absolutely mauled by Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and then dragged them through the courts for not paying him his settlement. And now he's reportedly keen on a return to Europe after stepping away from Beijing Guan for personal reasons. Apparently, the distance from his family in China was too much. Fair enough. But stepping into the madhouse that is Ibrox right now, that's hardly a peaceful retirement plan. Setien's been around the block. 10 clubs managed, over 500 matches, a couple of solid stints in Spain, and a reputation for possession, heavy, expansive football, great on paper maybe. But let's be honest, this isn't La Liga, this is Scottish football. Rain, elbows, plastic pitches, and a press pack that'll eat you alive after one bad result at St Mirren. And it's not just about tactics anymore. Rangers don't need a philosopher, you need a fighter, someone who understands the demands of this job, someone who knows that second place here means failure. Pure and simple. Even Ally McCoist, who rarely pulls punches, called out the players after the latest shambles, said they looked like wee boys against Falkirk. Outfought, outrun, outclassed, and that's been the story all season. So while folk point the finger at Martin, and rightly so, McCoist made it clear the players have blood on their hands too. Is Quique Setien the seasoned head needed to bring control to the chaos? Or would appointing a Spanish pensioner who sued Barcelona just make Rangers the laughingstock of British football? And now let's talk about a proper name, Sean Dyche. No nonsense, no overthinking, just grit, structure, and results. Dyche is officially in the frame, and he's already been spotted having talks with Kevin Thelwell. The same Thelwell who's clinging to his job after backing Russell Martin and, more recently, hiring his own son as head of recruitment. That went down as well as a cold pie at halftime. But Dyche, he's built for a rebuild. The man dragged Burnley to Europe, kept Everton up against the odds, and oversaw over 400 games at Turf Moor. He's not here for tiki-taka or pretty presses. He's about control, resilience, and telling players exactly where they stand. And here's what he said back in 2016 when Joey Barton moved from Burnley to Ibrox. It's a massive club working hard to get back to where they belong. That was nearly a decade ago, and guess what? Rangers are still trying to get back there. The parallels are frightening. Back then, the club was rebuilding. Now, it's crumbling again. Same mess, same questions. And again, someone like Dyche might be the only one stubborn and experienced enough to walk into this war zone and actually turn it around. He's not glamorous, he's not continental, but he doesn't hide. When things go wrong, he doesn't mumble about systems and phases of play. He grabs the whole dressing room by the scruff of the neck and sorts it. And let's be honest, after what Russell Martin turned this side into, lads getting outfought by Falkirk, maybe it's exactly what you need. Would bringing in Sean Dyche be the hard reset this club desperately needs, or are Rangers about to become Burnley in blue shirts? And to round it off, there's one name that just won't go away: Kevin Muscat. The 52-year-old is once again being linked with the Ibrox hot seat, and some folk are calling him the perfect choice. He's currently managing Shanghai Port in China, sitting on a tax-free fortune, so if Rangers are going to tempt him back to Govan, the project better be massive. And let's face it, right now, it's anything but. Muscat played for Rangers. He knows what it means to wear that badge. That goes a long way. But here's the sticking point. He's never managed in Europe. So while the loyalty and passion are there, does he have the tactical know-how to survive the madness of the Scottish game? It's not Chinese Super League football. It's Rugby Park on a Tuesday night, with hail battering your dugout and the referee trying to be the main character. He's been linked to the job more times than I care to count, yet the board always went elsewhere. Clement, then Martin, and look how that played out. Now, after 2 disastrous appointments, the pressure is sky high. Cavenagh and the 49ers can't afford another wrong move, and while Muscat may be a fan favourite, it'll take more than nostalgia to stop the rot. So here it is. If Kevin Muscat walks back through the doors at Ibrox, is it a masterstroke built on passion and familiarity, or are Rangers once again reaching for comfort over competence? And now, the one that's got the whole of Govan talking: could Steven Gerrard really be coming home? You've heard the noise, you've seen the hints, and now even Rio Ferdinand's stirring the pot, flashing the eyes emoji when asked about Gerrard's return, then confirming the interview would cover management and his return. It's coming. Gerrard's first spell at Ibrox: 124 wins, just 27 losses, over 400 goals scored, and most importantly, 1 invincible league campaign and the end of Celtic's bid for 10. He got this club. He brought belief back. He brought standards back. And you felt it, didn't you? Every time he stood on that touchline, suited up like he owned the place, you believed again. But let's not rewrite the story. He left, and he left quick. The minute Aston Villa came knocking, he was on the first train south. No farewell tour, no wave to the Copland, just gone. And now he might want back in. The issue? Well, 2 actually. 1, Gerrard doesn't rate the current squad. He'd need convincing that the board are willing to back him properly. 2, Michael Beale. Wherever Gerrard's gone, Beale's followed. Rangers, Villa, Saudi. And when Beale left Villa, Gerrard's career started to nosedive. The numbers don't lie, but Beale is poison at Ibrox now, you know it. You remember, and there's not a chance the support would accept him slinking back in through the side door. So would Gerrard come alone? Could he even function without his right-hand man? And then there's the question of who he'd be working with. Kevin Thelwell, Patrick Stewart, the very folk who backed Martin for months too long. Can Gerrard really walk into that boardroom with trust? Daryl Curry says he knows for a fact Gerrard is interested, but it's complex. Tax issues, family considerations, friction with the current setup. You've heard it all before. But none of it changes this. If he wants it, if he really wants it, Gerrard still carries the weight, the presence, and the pull to turn this club back into a winning machine. Should Rangers forgive, forget, and hand the keys back to Steven Gerrard? Or would bringing him home be the biggest risk the club has taken since giving the job to Michael Beale? The decision's coming, and it could define the season, maybe even the next few years. You've seen the names, you know the stakes. Drop a comment below. Who do you want as the next Rangers manager?